It's settling into a better equilibrium in a sense than what we were seeing last year when inflation was high, or even year before last when inflation was even higher. So inflation has come down. And so you see that advanced economies are starting to think about growth again rather than inflation. So that part is good. The problem is that the growth that the world economy is settling into is much lower than what we saw in the 2000s. It's even lower than what we saw in the 2010s, which was lower than the beginning of this millennium. So in a sense, what's happening is that we've seen a step down in terms of growth from the first decade of this millennium to the second to the third. The big concern has to do with what we call secular stagnation. So which means slowing productivity growth and adverse demographics. I mean, essentially the aging of the population and declining labor force participation. That basically means that these countries have actually done reasonably well in growing into what we call middle income levels, which are somewhere between $1,500 and $15,000. But then instead of growing through these middle income levels, they tend to stall in them. If you look at their per capita incomes over the last decade or so, they have not grown at all. In fact, they might even have shrunk in some parts of the world. So we are worried that they are going into a period, because the world economy is not doing nearly as well as it should, because their trading partners are not doing well, they might end up actually having very slow growth. And these are countries that actually have fairly high population growth rates. So as a result of it, as their growth rates fall and the population growth rates remain high, their per capita income levels fall. You actually continue to service your debt, but you divert money from other things. And the other things usually are education, health, investments in infrastructure, and so on. And as a result of it, what happens is that the state of the people becomes poorer and the state of the economy gets worse. What gives me hope are countries like the United States, which have a very vibrant private sector. And I feel that the private sector will bail out the US economy again and again. So I have a lot of confidence in it. What gives me hope also are countries like India and Indonesia, that these countries are actually doing very well. They could do even better, but they're doing rather well. And then what gives me hope is that even among the poor countries, the really poor countries, there are always good examples that actually show the others that you can take really adverse circumstances. I mean, things like civil conflict and really bad geography and so on, and you can convert that into progress for girls, for boys, and for women, and for men, everybody. And I'm talking about countries like Rwanda.